the month of January, I set a goal for myself to read as many books as I can because at the end of January I was gonna be going back to school and then I wouldn't have a lot of time to read. Did I read a lot? That is the question. And the answer to that is I read 11. Slow round of applause for Erica. Please, slow round of applause. Yes, yes, thank you, thank you. The first book I read in January was Murder Plays House by Ayelet Waldman. When I first got this book, I thought it was a retelling of Hansel and Gretel just looking at the cover. Boy, was I wrong. Completely wrong. This book is about a detective. She's a wife, she's a mother, and she wants to move into a new house because she's been living in like an apartment with her husband for a while and they're expecting a new kid. So she's looking around house hunting and she gets to this house that she really liked. The sad thing is when she goes and looks around, she sees a dead body, and that dead body happens to be an actress. So this detective lady ends up going on this crazy hunt to figure out how this lady was murdered, and in the process still tries to buy the said house that she found the dead body in because she really liked the house. It was really entertaining, it was funny, I really enjoyed it. The main character, her voice in this book was just pretty hilarious. She was really like snarky and sarcastic and witty, and I loved those characteristics in characters. The next book I read after that was Triangle by Catherine Weber. This book is about the 1911 Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. This book takes place decades after the fire, and it centers around one lady's story about how years later her story that she gave the police, maybe it wasn't completely true. She could possibly be lying about a few things that actually happened. It goes back and forth between time periods, and it goes with her story and how it might not add up completely to what actually happened. So she may be lying about the fire, she may not be lying. You don't know if there's some secrets, some things going on, suspicions and whatnot. Not gonna spoil you, but it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really sad reading the flashback sequences because you get to see, or rather read, about these ladies stuck in this fire that ended up just jumping from the windows and to their death because they didn't want to burn to death, and they just jumped and they died, and it was just really sad. After that I read Star-Crossed by W.A. Fulkerson. This is the second book in a trilogy or series, I don't remember. It was really good. It was better than this first book. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. This was sent to me by the author forever ago to read and review, and I finally read it. So expect a review very soon. The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I was really hesitant to read this book because last year I read her book The Mermaid Chair and I hated it. It was one of the most hated books of last year. I was pleasantly surprised because this book took a full twist and was amazing. It was amazing and it was beautiful, and I have seen the movie. The movie's great, but the book's even better. So if you've seen the movie, haven't read the book, read the book because it's beautiful. The character development in this book is on point. After that, I read The Killing Sea by Richard Lewis. This is about the tsunami that took place in 2004. It was really good, really crazy, scary, and sad. If you've seen the movie called The Impossible, which is another take on this tsunami, you would really enjoy this book. They're really similar in a lot of ways, so I was picturing the movie while I was reading this book, and you know, I liked the movie way more, but I still really enjoyed the book. If you're looking for a really good survival story, I would definitely recommend this. I enjoyed it a lot. After that, I read The Alchemist. This book was everything I thought it was gonna be and more. The book is so beautifully written. I didn't expect it to be so poetic and so wonderful and lovely. This book makes you think a lot, and you just kind of think about your life and just how to better yourself as an individual. If you haven't read The Alchemist, I feel like this is a book that everyone should read. It's one of those books that you just need to read. So if you haven't read it, go buy yourself a copy, go get it from the library and read it, because it's just something you need in your life. Okay, just trust me. After that, I read the first 2 books in the Septimus Heap series, I believe. Book 1, which is Magic, and book 2, which is Flight. These books were so entertaining and fun. I did not expect to love them as much as I love them. I felt felt like I was a little girl again reading Harry Potter, even though it's completely different from Harry Potter, but just the enjoyment I had and the fun was really similar. I want to buy the rest of them like now and marathon them all because they're so much fun. I love all the characters, even the characters you're supposed to hate I love because they're all so epic and awesome, but I definitely recommend this. Fantasy, if you like fantasy and witches, magic, dragons, there are dragons in here. Granted, the dragon is a boat, but whatever, it's still awesome and I love these books. After that, I read Come August, Come Freedom, The Bellows, the Gallows, and the Black General Gabriel. This book takes place in the 1700s. It tells the story of a slave named Gabriel who tries to form a rebellion with a lot of other slaves and how that rebellion ultimately does not go as planned. I haven't read a lot of books that dealt with this topic, so it was really like in the face, like, you know, very sad, very sad. But I still really liked it. I would definitely recommend it if you haven't read anything of that sort before. After that, I read Ripper by Stefan Petrucha. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, The Alchemist and this book are probably the two best books I read this month. I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. I already know it's gonna be in my top 14 or 15 of 2015. This book was so good. It is about Jack the Ripper, hence Ripper. It's also about this orphan who gets adopted by this agent, and this agent is sort of involved with these murders that are taking place. So the boy is thrown into this case and is helping them out, and these murders may coincide with Jack the Ripper's murders, so they're sort of thinking, well, hey, it's been 5 years since Jack the Ripper's murders, and is he back again? You know, we never found him before, so is this him? That's the big question. This book was just so much fun, and I loved it so much, and I didn't want it to end, and when it was over and it was done, I was really sad. But I would definitely reread this book in the future. And the last book I read this month, I sadly kind of hated. It was pretty bad, not gonna lie, and that is Mirror Mirror by Gregory Maguire, who wrote Wicked. I really liked Wicked. Wicked was a good book, but this one, just not good at all. It's a retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, obviously, but the writing I didn't really like. This book just wasn't enjoyable. I've had to force myself through it, and it's not even long. It's only like 270 pages, but I had to force myself to read it, and I hate doing that. If you read it and you liked it, sorry, but I just not my cup of tea. I feel really sad about this too, because the last time I read a retelling, I think was Sisters Red, which I also didn't really like. So what's up with that? Why am I reading a bunch of bad retellings? Okay, I need good recommendations for fairy tale retellings. That's not Cinder, because Cinder is awesome. I love that series. But anything besides that, let me know, because I want to read some good retellings that aren't bad, and I keep reading bad ones, so it makes me really sad. So those are the 11 books I read this month. I'm pretty proud of myself, I'd have to say. If you read any of these, leave a comment below. If you haven't, leave a comment below. All that jazz and whatnot. Hopefully in February I read a lot, but I'm in school now, so I probably won't. But oh well, it was nice while it lasted, reading a lot of books. I'ma go. Bye guys.